Good evening, and happy Halloween, guys! Ghouls, warlocks, witches, mummies, and every other spooky being out there. I am Brickerboom, and today I'd like to tell you the tale of how I attempted to beat a Spooklocke. What is a Spooklocke? Well, a Spooklocke is a Nuzlocke, but I can only use spooky Pokemon. What classifies as a spooky Pokemon? Things that are common fears of people. Ghosts, poison types, certain psychic types, certain psychic and ice types, but I wanted to try a different format for this. For those that don't know, which most of you probably wouldn't, while growing up I actually wanted to be an author, and while I don't think that won't happen anymore, I still wanted an opportunity to flex my writing chops. So, buckle up, grab your popcorn, and let's begin our tale in Pallet Town. From a humble home, our story begins. It's the day that we get to pick a single Pokemon from Professor Oak's lab, destined to get Bulbasaur. This was our choice. After all, why wouldn't it be? It's cute, it's cuddly, but some sort of virus, or rather a darkness, crept its way into the Pokelab, and overnight, the Bulbasaur we were supposed to get turned to something much darker. A Ghastly that we nicknamed Casper, with a hardy nature and the levitate ability. Professor Oak has tasked us with getting rid of this evil curse somehow. However, it seems our rival, No Spook, wants to see just how evil we can be as Casper does the unthinkable and licks him into submission. After that, we need to go ahead and make our way to Pewter City. And along the way, in an attempt to rid the world of these evil beings, we actually run into even more evil creatures. A Rattata named Jason, a Weedle named Pinhead. As we move through the forest looking for a sacred place to cleanse these creatures, and eventually into Pewter City, we find ourselves blocked from going further. What is this man doing? Does he not understand that I have 3 evil creatures sealed away within Pokeballs, and they're just biding their time, waiting for just the right moment to strike? Very well, let's try our hand at Brock and tap into the power of these creatures just this once. We send out Casper as Brock sends out Geodude, and we immediately open up with Lick and paralyze it right away. Geodude only knows Defense Curl and Tackle, so it does take a good while, but we're able to take it down. When Onix is out, Casper, despite the horrid accuracy, does put the giant to sleep with Hypnosis. Afterwards, he places a curse upon Onix at the expense of half of his own life force. Jason, not wanting his meat shield to perish so soon, forces his way into existence. Jason isn't able to do much damage, but Onix is growing weaker by the second, and eventually succumbs to the curse. As the Onix falls and Brock presents us with a badge, I find myself in a bit of a daze. If 2 rock titans aren't able to cleanse the world of these creatures, then surely we'll find something along the way who can. The moment we step into Mount Moon, though, we brace ourselves as an infected creature scuttles towards us, albeit very slowly. The moment he's within striking distance, we capture this creature named Flood. We make our way through Mount Moon, and I find myself compelled to take a fossil and the energy radiating from the shell. With any luck, his red eyes will never peer into this world. Upon entering Cerulean, it seems that our ragtag team of horror-related creatures will not stop showing up into this world. An Ekans named Valdi lashes out at us. Yeah, I don't know, something is making me want these creatures to win. Is it the fact that I too am slowly turning into just another puppet of evil? No. I have my morals. Let's talk to Misty and see if she can help. Rather than wanting to speak to us, Misty tells us that it's time to stop this foolish journey, and she will be the one to take care of the creatures we've captured. Misty sends out Staryu, and a freshly evolved Jason is up first. Hyperfang takes the Staryu from this world immediately, and next up is Starmie. Water Pulse does a good deal of damage, and Hyperfang takes it to around half. The next Water Pulse nearly takes out Jason, and unfortunately Hyperfang misses. We swap over to Casper, who nearly gets blasted into the Shadow Realm, knocked to 1 HP from a Water Pulse. With no other real option, we swap to Pinhead, who tanks 2 Water Pulses before retaliating with Twin Needle, striking it in the center of the jewel and watching its body go limp as we smile quietly and exit the gym. I don't remember much after that moment, but I find myself getting jarred back to some sort of consciousness when the rival challenge us to a fight just over the bridge. I plead with him, just wanting to move on, but he won't hear it. Pidgeotto is first, and we open with Jason. Pidgeotto hits with a soft quick attack, and we retaliate with Hyper Fang, taking it into the red before finishing it off with a quick attack of our own. Rattata is next, and in a ceremonial moment of leaving its old life behind forever, Jason tears into it with a critical hit Hyper Fang. When Charmander comes out, Jason fells it with a single attack, and upon Abra's entrance, we swap to Pinhead, who takes it out with a super effective Twin Needle. However, we're not done with him. He thinks he could escape us, but no, he opened this can of worms and he is for sure going to pay for it. On the way to the ship, I find myself compelled to stop at the route just to the right. If he can use psychic powers, why can't I? We grab Drowsy, who introduces himself as Freddy, and then we turn toward the SSN. A calm washes over me, much like the waves on a beach, as we make our way through the halls of the ship, knowing in our heart of hearts that the rival will be waiting for us, and as luck should have it, we lock eyes. Pidgeotto is up, and we open with a Hyper Fang to take it to yellow. Even though I'm fairly sure Jason is supposed to be the villain, the Pidgeotto does the unthinkable and throws sand in our eyes. We respond by still being able to connect, and we do take it out. The Raticate that he sends out goes to red immediately with a well-placed Hyper Fang. It does use Tail Whip, and then we take it out with a quick attack. Kadabra's next, and we quick attack it to yellow as that move gets disabled. We do get hit with Confusion, but connect with the next attack to take the Kadabra down as well. Last is Charmeleon, who we bite to yellow, but get hit with Metal Claw, and its attack raises, so we swap to Freddy, who can tank the hit. Freddy gets knocked down to 15 HP, and we respond with a headbutt to take it to red. We swap to Valdi, Charmeleon misses, then hits us with Smoke Bomb, but we do still connect with a bite to take it down and end this battle, and send him to Lavender Town to say goodbye to his Raticates. In an attempt to restore our good karma, we rub the captain's back and then spend a ridiculous amount of time working on the trash can puzzle. I'm gonna break the story here just to say I despise this puzzle. Approaching Surge, I grasp the Pokeball at my waist, prepared to be rid of these demons. He tells me a story about the war, looking wistfully past us, then something seems to come over him as he immediately lashes out, sending his Voltorb out first. Baldi has reached some form of higher being as he strikes out a Voltorb, digging under and taking it to red. Surge heals up as we bite it to a bit above half. Shockwave strikes us, but we dig again, and this time we take it out. Pikachu is an easy one-shot, and then with Raichu, we start with getting paralyzed, but break past that and take it below half. For safety, we swap to Jason, who misses Hyper Fang and gets paralyzed. Pikachu begins double-teaming, but we manage to push past both the paralysis and the raised accuracy on Raichu to land a Guts-boosted Hyper Fang and rip the electric rodent apart. From there, we spend some time in the darkness of a cave. We briefly pass by Lavender Town, and as we make our way through the hustle and bustle of Celadon City, we of course have the evil within continue to grow, welcoming new evolutions of eldritch horrors among our group. But we also hear of a mob boss who has delicate strings placed throughout the city, no, the entire country. Surely, he will provide a worthy challenge. Wait, no, not a challenge. I'm supposed to be finishing off these creatures, ridding the world of them, and yet I feel as if something has changed within the darkness of that cave where we spent days with only our thoughts and each other. Giovanni first sends out Onyx, and we send out Valdi, lowering its attack. We bite it to half with a critical hit as it uses Bind, and then hardens after we bite it to yellow. Onyx, for whatever reason, just continues to harden, and that allows us to take it down with 2 more bites. When Rhyhorn comes out, we soften him up with Leer and get hit with Fury Attack. We do look to see if someone else may be better equipped, but I don't want to chance the hit. Thankfully, he misses his next Fury Attack and we're able to take him down with 2 digs. When Kangaskhan is out, we swap to Casper, thinking it'll go for a normal attack, but it actually takes us down below half with Bite, so we swap to Valdi for the Intimidation drop. After that, we swap to Jason, and essentially Kangaskhan and Jason trade biting attacks back and forth until we take it to red and finish it off with a quick attack to win the battle. While I didn't expect our first meeting with a crime lord to go this way, I can't say that I can complain. Now all we have to do is finish off Erica and we'll officially own this city. Wait, no, That's not right. We were supposed to protect this country. Anyway, Erica starts by sending out Victory Bell, and we take it to half with Confusion. It thankfully misses a Stun Spore, and we can take it down the next turn. We can take Tangle at a half with Confusion as it Giga Drains us. We manage to land a Hypnosis to put it to sleep. As we headbutt it, Erica wakes it up, and then we can finish it off with a Confusion. Vile Plume is last, and we don't quite take it to half as it paralyzes us. Now we're doing a decent bit of damage, but Vile Plume is healing up a decent bit with Giga Drain, and Erica ensures its survival by using a potion. We manage to land one more attack before getting knocked down to 2 HP. We swap to Casper and confuse it, get paralyzed, then put it to sleep, then whittle its HP away with Nightshade. By the time it wakes up, it's already too late, and Casper is able to steal its soul and the badge. As we exit the gym, I feel a strange urge begin to rise in the pit of my stomach. It's calling me back towards Lavender Town. Could it be I've forgotten something and the spirits are calling me, or could it be someone is waiting for us? Because now that we've begun traveling and been through so much with these horror movie icons, I think I'm starting to like them. As we take a breath and enter the tower, we find the rival mourning the loss of his Raticate, so we smile. It's time to kick him while he's down. On the way back, though, I did realize that during our time fumbling in the darkness, we never actually caught anything, so we rectify that and finally encounter Alucard. I mean Dracula, and after that, we go to see our rival. Pidgeotto's up first, and we send out Dracula. Pidgeotto hits first with Quick Attack. We use Wing Attack, then hit it with Bite to yellow as it hits with Gust, and then we take it out. Execute comes out, and we bite it below half as it sets up Reflect, and then we take it down with another Bite. When Kadabra is out, we bite it to take it to yellow, then bite it again to take it out. With Gyarados, we bite it, land a critical hit, get the flinch, and the Reflect all wears off in the same turn. We bite again to take it to about half, and Thrash hits hard, taking us down to 17 HP, forcing us to switch. When we swap to the Flood, we get hit with a Thrash, paralyze it, and get a hit again before swapping to Jason. The Gyarados hits itself, and that allows Jason to finish it off with a Hyper Fang. Last is Charmeleon, and we Hyper Fang it to half as a smoke screen lands, and then we take it out next turn. After defeating him, we catch a Cubone named Jack. Whether it's Jack Skellington or Jack the Ripper, I'm gonna let you decide. Now, we've officially conquered half the continent, and I find myself no longer wanting to rid the world of these evil beings. While Professor Oak sent me on this journey, knowing that I could become one of these, has he even bothered to contact me? No. Have any of the other gym leaders even offered their assistance after being defeated, even giving an inkling of caring? No. So, I look at my friends, give a small smirk, and it's time to move on. Time to pay the next city a visit, and along the way, gain even more power. Also, spookily subscribe for more content like this. With Koga, the first coughing goes down to a single Psychic, and then the Muck goes below half, but only uses Minimize. Thankfully, we can still push past that and take it down. When the second coughing comes out, it also goes down to a single Psychic. Last is Wheezing, who goes to red and retaliates by using Toxic and landing. From there, we spend a few turns battling back and forth between Koga healing, the Wheezing, and us taking it down, but finally Koga stops healing and we can use one last Psychic Blast to win ourselves the battle and claim another town in our gauntlet. From there, we make our way through the Safari Zone, but choose not to capture anything else. The likelihood of it is that even our psychic powers won't be able to catch anything inside the Null Realm that is the Safari Zone, so after a jaunt through there, it's time to head to Saffron and face who is likely going to be our greatest foe. Sabrina and her psychic types could easily put an end to our continental takeover. But first, we have a washed-up crime lord to beat, and I travel through the building, letting the demons feast their way through any opponent who dares come across us, and then it's time to face the rival. Pidgeot is first, and we use Hyper Fang, but then get hit with Feather Dance, so from there we swap over to using Shockwave, getting hit once with Wing Attack before taking it down. After that, we use Shockwave on Gyarados to bring it to half, and it uses Bite. We can use another Shockwave to take it to red. Dragon Rage takes us to red, and then we can knock it out with Quick Attack. As Charizard comes out, we swap to Casper and confuse it as it uses Scary Face. We use Shadow Punch as it uses Smokescreen, and then somehow still land a Hypnosis. While it's snoozing, we swap it over to Freddy, using Psychic to take it to yellow, and then another takes it out. After that, we swap to Dracula, who takes the scrambled eggs below half, and we get stun spored. Thankfully, we can still brush off their attack and take them down, leaving us with Alakazam. We swap to Voldy and use Bite as it sets up Future Sight, and then Dig to take it out, and that lets us move on. After a quick heal up, we head back to Giovanni, and he first sends out Nidorino, who immediately goes down to Psychic. Nidoqueen goes to above half, uses Poison Sting, poisons us, goes to red, hits another weak attack, and then ultimately goes down. With Kangaskhan, we swap over to Voldy to cut its attack and then begin using Acid. During that time, all Kangaskhan does is use Rage, miss once, use Tail Whip, and then goes down. With that, we dig against Rhyhorn and get stomped, bite it, get stomped again down to 23 HP, and then take it down for the win. Now that the rockets are gone, I can turn my attention to the bigger threat that is Sabrina. The good news is Jason is a speedy physical attacker, much like in the movies, and don't argue with me because how else could he get in front of his victims without them noticing? Anyway, Kadabra goes down to a single hit. Mr. Mime also goes down to a single hit, and then when Venomoth comes out, we take it to yellow, get hit with Psybeam, and then take it out next turn. After that, we hit Alakazam with Hyper Fang into the red as it uses Psychic to take us to 12 HP. We hit a quick attack and then cross our fingers and land another Hyper Fang to take it out as well. Now, dear viewer, it's time I reveal the weakness of mini monstrosities that you may one day have to outrun. They are not the strongest swimmers, so we do end up having to take the Lapras out to Cinnabar Island so that we may teach them the horrors that they've been unleashed. Blaine time. And it's time to introduce you to the new and improved Jack. Sending out Jack, we use Bone Meringue to take down the Growlithe without any problem. Ponyta takes us to 83 HP with a decent Fire Blast, and we retaliate with another Bone Meringue to take it out. Wanting to keep the good time going, we keep Jack out, but unfortunately, his debut was also the beginning of the end, and a hard-hitting Fire Blast takes him from this world. We swap to Voldy, who digs to take it to red, and it misses Fire Blast. We bite as Blaine heals up, then dig again, and take it back to red as Blaine misses again, and then Blaine heals up again. But this time, when we take it to red, he doesn't heal up, and we can take it down. Last up is Arcanine, and we use Acid, it misses, we use Bite, and it flinches, and then we get hard with Fire Blast, and Burnt. We swap to Jason, who gets hit hard with Takedown, and we hit a Hyper Fang as he misses his next attack, and we land a quick attack to take it down for the win. Goodbye, Jack. You were too evil or sweet for this world. But we have no time to mourn because it's time for another battle, and one that will allow us to take over the crime syndicate known as Team Rocket. Giovanni sends out Rhyhorn, and we can take it down with a single Giga Drain, and then the second Rhyhorn we can do the same thing to. Nidoqueen hits hard with Body Slam and paralyzes us, but we return the favor and Stun Spore her. She stays paralyzed, and we heal up a bit with Giga Drain. We take it to half, roughly, with Cut, and then heal up a bit with Giga Drain, but unfortunately this lands it into healing range, so we're essentially back to square one. There's a long back and forth between us using Cut and Giga Drain, but we do get it to red once more before Giovanni heals. This time we swap over to Freddy and use Psychic as he heals up, and this takes it down. From there, both the Dugtrio and Nidoking are a one-shot sweep, and that allows us to win the 8th badge. Unfortunately, Giovanni has a Disband Team Rocket button in the back pocket that he pressed the moment he's defeated, so we won't be owning any organizations today. However, we remember something way back when we first began the journey, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and not corrupted. But that was the boring old me. Time to see if our rival can handle our new powered-up team. And then also, as a real brief note, I do recommend leveling up a bit here because there is a small level jump after beating Giovanni. Pidgeot is first, so we take it to half with Psychic as it hits us with Wing Attack, and then we take it down with another Psychic. Alakazam goes down to a single Psychic, and then Rhyhorn is always going to be a one-shot with any kind of special attack. Gyarados we hit with Psychic and lower its special. It responds with Leer, and then we take it to a Sliver as it begins dancing its problems away before going down. With Charizard, we're thankfully able to land a Hypnosis and swap to Jason, who begins tearing into it with multiple bites, and as it wakes up, it gets to see its fuzzy mass hurl into its body before taking it down. Last is Execute, and we hit it with Hyper Fang to take it down and win the battle. With that, we only have a few more battles before our power can spread through the entire continent. Just 5 more battles, and then that title is ours. The journey to the plateau is an easy one, and we do end up taking time to provide our friends with a bit more power, both in movesets, vitamins, and even an evolution from Dracula. We level up, look to the first battle, and head in to face Lorelei and lay waste to this final resistance. Dugong is up first, and we send out Casper to take it to red as it uses Ice Beam. We use Shadow Ball as Lorelei heals up, then finish it off with Thunderbolt. Next is Slowbro, and we Thunderbolt again to take it out in one shot. Lapras comes out, and we continue with Thunderbolt to take it below half and get hit with Confuse Ray. We do hit ourselves, then get knocked hard with Ice Beam, but we break through Confusion to take it out next turn. With Cloyster, it sets up Hail and then Spikes as we put it to sleep, then Giga Drain it for a one-shot. Jinx is up, and we swap to Dracula, who gets hit to 61 HP, and Frozen. Okay. We swap to Jason, who gets dropped to 70 HP and hits it hard with Hyper Fang, breaking through 2 Infatuations before getting knocked all the way down to 9 HP, and Frozen. We swap to Freddy, who comes out, gets hit once, and then gets hit again, and also gets frozen. Fine. Valdi comes out, and we can finally not get frozen, Earthquake it, and take it down for the win. Bruno is next, and we send out Valdi, who nails the Onyx with an Earthquake, down to yellow as Rock Tomb connects, but we still outspeed to take it out. The next Onyx, we swap to Flood and shrug off an Earthquake and Double Edge before taking it out with Giga Drain. When Hitmonchan comes out, we swap to Dracula, who laughs at the Mach Punch and takes it to red with Aerial Ace. Bruno does heal up once, and we take it back to red, then knock it out with Bite. With Machamp, we take it to yellow as it bulks up. We take it to red again, and it misses, then Bruno heals up. We take it to green on the heal up, and then hit it with a critical hit to take it out before it can strike back. Last is Hitmonlee, who goes down to a single shot, and that lets us move on. This is going quite well, and all too soon, this country is mine. Agatha is third and starts with Gengar as Freddy hits it to red. Agatha heals up, and we take it to red again as it uses Shadow Punch before we can take it down. Psychic hits the Golbat to red as Air Cutter and Poison Fang takes us to 50 HP, then it gets knocked out. Next is Arbok, and we do swap to Casper, shrugging off Sludge Bomb, and from there, her 3 Pokemon are all a one-shot sweep with Psychic, and that lets us move on to Lance. Lance starts with Gyarados, who we hit with Psychic as it hits with Bite, then we take it out. Aerodactyl's taken a red with Thunderbolt, hits us with Scary Face, heals up, then goes down the next turn. As Dragonite comes out, it uses Outrage, and we hit it with Thunderbolt. While it's locked in, we swap over to Freddy, and it's not confused. We miss Hypnosis, but land at the next turn, and then swap to Jason. We land a Quick Attack because we want to keep it out of healing range, and then hit hard with Ice Beam, so we cross our fingers and select Ice Beam, but only take it to red as Lance Hyper Beams Jason into Oblivion. From there, we swap back to Freddy and finish it off. The Dragonair aren't nearly as tanky, but can be dangerous, as we take it to yellow, and it Dragon Rages us to 40, but we can still take it down before it finishes us off. We swap over to Flood, put it to sleep, and use a soft Giga Drain, and then a much stronger cut. We then swap to Dracula, who brushes off the attack, and we begin hitting it time after time with Poison Fang before it goes down, and we take the victory. Goodbye, Jason. You will be missed. Champion time. Pidgeot's first, and we use Thunderbolt to take it to red as he heals up, then 2 more Thunderbolts finish it off. Shadow Ball takes Alakazam out in one shot, then Gyarados goes down to a single Thunderbolt. Executor puts us to sleep and begins Giga Draining us, and we can take it to yellow before we're forced to switch to Dracula, get put to sleep, Egg Bombed, then finish it off with Aerial Ace. Rhydon uses Scary Face, but we switch to Flood, get Double Edged, and then take it down with Giga Drain. Charizard finishes Flood off with Air Slash, then Freddy lands 1 Psychic before taking down. Valdi uses Acid, going down to a Fire Blast and Bite. Dracula can hit it with Poison Fang, but ultimately goes down, and then Casper goes down to Fire Blast. As the smoke clears from the battlefield, so does the fog in my head. What have I been doing this whole time? I remember small bits and pieces as I stare down at the Pokeballs that once held an entire team. I sigh. It's over. It's finally over. As I stand up and dust myself off, I see the Pokeball that held Casper begin to move, but that's impossible. I break into a run as the shadows sweep through the room and have the events of before played in front of my eyes. I try to break past, but to no avail. I'm trapped. I have to win this if I ever expect to move on. Pidgeotta's first, and we take it to red with Thunderbolt as he heals it, and then goes down. Alakazam goes down to 2 Shadow Balls, only using Future Sight. Then Gyarados goes down to a single Thunderbolt, and when Exeggutor comes out, we take the Future Sight attack. We swap over to Dracula and use Fly to take it to yellow and get put to sleep. It misses every Egg Bomb, kindly enough, until we wake up and take it out with Aerial Ace. Rhydon is out and we swap to Flood, getting hit with Scary Face and tanking an Earthquake before taking it down. With Charizard, we go down to Aerial Ace and swap to Voldy. We use Acid as Fire Blast misses. We use another Acid, then get slashed down. Freddy is next and hits a decent Psychic, then gets hit with Slash. We try hypnotizing it, but we do eventually go down. Poison Fang poisons Charizard as it uses Fire Spin, then we Fly attempting to bait it into not healing, but he does anyway. We then use Poison Fang and poison it again, and essentially repeat the process, where we then Fly to let the poison damage tick up in damage, and then hit hard with a final attack to win the battle, the run, and our new continent. I step forward, smiling quietly at Nospook as he moves from the path, and that allows us into the victory chambers. As the door closes, Oak smiles quietly at me as if to say, I knew this would happen from the beginning. Each Pokeball goes into the machine to cement our place into the Hall of Fame as shadows begin to stretch through the entire room. I look at the door one final time as darkness closes in, and I hear the voices say, it's not over until it's over. The end. But in all seriousness, I hope that y'all enjoyed this run. It was a lot of fun to work on, and it let me mess around with my writing a little bit, and a little bit of editing. It was definitely a difficult run at certain points, given the fact that we were using things like Parasect, but having access to multiple types make this a lot easier than what a typical monolock would be. If something like this goes well, I'll hopefully do another one next year with a different gin, but as always, if you liked the video, even if you didn't like the video, think about hitting the like and subscribe button, because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out.